Hi everyone, it's Bron and here I am in Tuscany in Italy. And this week what I want to talk about is how to live your goals review session. Now, like there's been a stack of stuff over the year around reviewing your goals and having a bucket list. And what I'd like to do is, as we head into the last quarter of 2014, let's just take a bit of a rain check. Let's just check in how you're going with your goals. I don't know about you, but I've had some that I've been able to meet. I've been able to run my program three times this year, which is fantastic. I've worked with some amazing clients and I've built my community. My businesses are going well. So some of my goals are ticked, but there are many goals that I haven't been able to get over the line. And they're the ones that I want to talk about today. So as I said, I want to take a review and check out what's been happening in 2014 for you and really get cracking on the goals that you have not been able to achieve or you've started but you haven't finished. Now the challenge is for many of us is that we just don't have enough time, or life gets in the way, or family, or just stuff. Stuff gets in the way, illness. There's so many things that happen that prevent us from achieving our goals. And that's why the most important thing right now is to take a review. Let's take a quick rain check on how things are traveling for you and how we can actually get them across the line for you in the remainder of 2014. The question I ask myself as I take on this review is, well, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about the goals that I've started that I haven't been able to finish? So the first step we're going to do is we're going to get your goals out. I trust they're handy. If not, just go find them. If you filed them well on your computer or if you've got them hidden, get the dust off them, get them out, and let's take a quick review. Now that you've got your goals out, have a look at what the main ones were. As I said, I've kicked a few on there. I've got that on there about content planning. I had this really big goal about how I wanted to create a super cool content planning system. I have the system, it's just not developed in where I'd like it to be. What happened? What went wrong? What did I miss? Or what stopped me from getting to where I wanted to go? You know, there are loads of reasons why that didn't happen. My mum has been diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, which is why I'm here in Tuscany. Where there's been some stresses around family, around illness, around time. You know, as a mother of 5 boys, I'm strapped for time. And, you know, there are times when things that I really want to work on get pushed way down on that priority list. And I look at what I have to do first. So, you know, whatever the reasons are, it really doesn't matter. And what we want to take is the second step now that you've got your goals out and look at the ones that you have. Let's celebrate the ones that you have achieved. Celebrate the ones that you've started. What we want to do is, have I set a real timeline around my content planner, for example? Have you set a good timeline around your goal? Was it realistic? Have you built in option B or option C if something goes amiss? So what the second thing I want to look at with your goals is to make sure you're crystal clear on your timelines, on what is required to get that goal across the line. And with that, I want you to look at what you've done successful. Look at what you've done and how come that came about. And then maybe look at some things about what you should have done or what you could have done to get the others across the line. So I'm just going to use that example of that content planner again. I want to take a look at why didn't it happen? In terms of I didn't allow enough time on my timeline to get that rock solid. And so what I did is I didn't prioritize it enough, which is absolutely fine. But what it means is now, if that's something that I want to achieve before 2015, I've got to get cracking and I've got to get some times around that and what I need to make that happen. So the next step, now that you've looked at the timeline for your big goals, to now look at how you plan to make it happen, how you want to schedule in some time. So it's about planning it out and setting the time to make that happen. So what I'm now doing with this content planner goal, and I would suggest that with your goals are the ones that you'd like to achieve this year, is take a good hard look. Take a good hard look what you can do, make it very, very clear. Map out exactly what you need to do to make that happen. I'm not very good with detail and it's something that I struggle with. However, what I've got to do, and I must do, to get this content planner working, for example, is that I've got to give it the detail. I need to plan the planning. So what I've done with this content planning goal of mine is that I've now taken a good hard look of what I need to do to make that happen. I now look at the tools that I'm going to need. I've looked at the time that I'm going to need. I'm going to look at the staff who are going to help me build that. I've now put that into my next 90-day plan. And what happens when things go wrong is that is that these big, awesome goals are a little bit fuzzy. They're not planned out, they're not clear, they're not scheduled, they're not planned, and that's when things go wrong, because the priority and the clarity around that goal isn't clear enough to make it real. So the three things that I really want you to do today is take a mini review, grab out your goals, check out the ones you've achieved, celebrate your wins, look at what's happened with the ones that haven't. The next thing is to bring the clarity around that goal to make it real. Plan some time with the planning and make sure you schedule it out. We've got 90 days, we've got a quarter to get this going. So get cracking, get clear on those goals, and have an awesome week. Bye for now.